Hi, this is Crafting Some Ambience. I'm Kerry, I live in the UK and I love crafting, miniature making, anything that allows your creativity to shine through and enjoy yourself. Today's video is influenced by a creator called Just a Few Homey Touches. You'll find them on Instagram and on YouTube, and it's spelled all one word in lowercase letters, Just a Few Homey Touches, to find their details. They did painted bottle caps with nail varnish, and then they did button lids for the pan lid. I don't have buttons, so to make sure that one, I give them credit for the idea, but two, I don't completely plagiarise what they've done, I'm going to make air dry clay lids to finish mine off, because that way I've thanked them and given them credit, but I haven't completely taken their idea and used it as my own. Their videos are brilliant, really good instructions, clear to follow, and please give them a subscribe at Just a Few Homey Touches. So over Christmas we used a few bottles and I got nail varnishes. I've used silver and copper because that more goes with my main dollhouse. This is 2 coats and I don't think this is bad at all. So now we are going to make the lids for them using some air dry clay. And I'm just going to cut some off this block. Shouldn't need lots. Just need it to get it going a little bit. I'm very new to air dry clay and polymer clay, but I'm really enjoying it. So what, well, like a lot of things, what I lack as skill as a beginner, I make up for in enthusiasm. Story of my life. So I think that's needed quite nicely. Let's roll it out. Now this will take a certain amount of time to dry, depending on, I think I need a little bit more, depending on how thick your clay is. Those chimney pots I did leave them for a week, but at the same time they were dry before the week, because they weren't, you know, they weren't particularly thick, because I was trying to avoid the weight. So I'm going to use these actually as a guide to do a rough cut around. I haven't entirely decided what I'd like to do. So I'm just going to be generous with myself at first. Because you can always trim them off. And let's be honest, it's a bottle cap, so you can use it as a cutter itself, can't you, you know. But I thought initially if I go too close to the bottle cap, I might not be able to get it off. Okie dokie. Getting there. I will be doing more air dried clay later, so I can put that back with the packet, seal it up, and then we'll start having a look at these lids, because we might want it domed a little. And maybe a little lip so that it's a little easier to put back on again and not fall into the pan. Because there's no point me decorating it if it isn't going to fit properly. Doom it again a little bit. Fab. I'm actually going to get that little lump back, and maybe if I just do a slight trying to be careful not to go overboard, but if I do a slight, I got like a roundy, yeah, one of these silicone tools will do it, I think, and just kind of making a little indent for a bit of interest. Just move it around. It's kind of just add a little interest to it, because we want it to look like a stock pot or a pan. I'm just going to make a little rough area in the very middle. See, this is why when they used a button it was brilliant, because it already had the ridges on, and where the buttonholes was, they used we call it a drawing pin here in the UK, but I think in the US you call it a thumbtack. Do you call it a thumbtack? I'm just trying to make almost like a mushroomy shape, but not too huge. I think that's a bit tall, so I'm going to take some of the bottom off and just mushroom it again. Tiny bit of water so that that'll just accept that as the pan handle. I don't think that's bad at all. Might also do a couple of handles. Now when the air dry clay is fully dry, we'll paint them to match the pots. I went to Superdrug, which is a chain store here in the UK that does a wide variety of beauty, bathware, dental, first aid, all sorts of things. But yeah, that's absolutely huge, so we shall cut that down. But yeah, they do a good range of nail varnishes, and that's where I got mine, because at least then I knew it wasn't toxic or anything. And I've got to be careful. I'm one of those people who no matter what brand of gel nail polish it is, I'm allergic to it. It just, my nail goes to mush and my skin's like it's on fire. No, I don't like that handle because it's much bigger than that one. So let's have a little play with that. Oops. I do have super glue, so if these come off as the clay dries, it's not terribly heart aching. So, and that looks pretty good. Let's try the next one. So I'm gonna give it a bit of a lip on the inside, because I think that's making it sit just proud enough that you can get it on and off quite easily. And there is a slight overhang. Just stretch that out a little bit. Fab. Make that little, I might just make one indentation this time, because I think it looks neater with the circle of the bottle cap. Make me handle, a little mushroom handle. I just thought that it was such a clever way to make pans. I mean, when you're setting up a kitchen, I have bought some miniature pans in the past, and they are gorgeous. But when you're trying to fill a doll's house and you're trying to get your kitchen cupboards looking full, you know, it's nice to have something that is cheap and cheerful, fills your spaces, looks the job, but isn't as expensive. I'm going to see. I think that needs to be a bit longer. I'm going to see if this time attaching handles to the lid, just to experiment. There's nothing wrong with having a little try, is there? Make sure there's still a hole. Prefer that one. Very much so. Okie dokie. Handles on the sides. It's better. Let's just smooth that out a little bit. Neaten the edge. Ah. Sorry, I do little mischief laughs when I'm quite pleased with something. Whether I'm nervous or excited, I laugh a lot. Oh, that's a good one. Let's just push that around. Score the middle. So we can make our mushroom. Take a bit off the end because it's massive. Wet the scoring. Roll the mushroom on. Handles. Do not squish the handle together. Smooth that off a little bit. Now these little smaller ones. So, our lip. Our je ne sais quoi. Our scoring for our little mushroom handle. Now, I might have a silly idea, but I might try a long handle on this one. Try and make it flat at the end. tapering outwards, pinch some off, flatten the other end, try and make a small hole. Our pan handles have a little hole at the end. Just a little bit of suggestion, not perfect, just a suggestion of some kind of grain or wooden handle. Just see how that goes. That's nice. Let's make our little mushroom handle. Now, I don't know if this is going to work. However, I've just had an idea. And we know what I'm like with an idea. It's an itch, I'm a scratch it. So, roll it out a little bit more. And try and use this as some kind of former. This may or may not dry in one piece, but what I just thought was, I wonder if I could make something quite big. I want to take a bit more clay out and make it a little smaller. I'm wondering if I could, if it dried, make it like a steamer basket. With the clay. Poke some holes through the bottom. I mean, it may not work, but not only have I been looking for great ideas from a dollhouse, but I've been looking for ideas to make sure that Just a Few Homey Touches know that I'm not just plagiarising their idea. So I've used the air dry clay for the lids, I've done the long handle, I've done a steamer basket. So I've taken inspiration from them and given them credit, but I've not, I've not just been cheeky and taken their ideas and passed them off as my own and done a carbon copy of it, because that's not fair. It's one thing, obviously at home for personal things you copy a tutorial and you do it and it's absolutely fine, but if you're doing it on a YouTube channel, credit where it is due. So we shall see how that turns out once they're dry. That was really fun. See you in a bit. Welcome back. Our air dry clay is completely hard and dry all the way through. You can tell because it's all one homogeneous colour. There's no obvious damp patches on it. So we're going to do the same nail varnish so that they match. I might go with the opposite colour on the knobs, on the pan lids, just for a bit of je ne sais quoi. But we'll get those done, and then once they're dry, we can varnish them and then put them to work in the dollhouse. So, big shake on the nail varnish. Try not to get it on my nails because, might be purple and copper by the end of this. You never know. So I think we'll go to time lapse. So it's not. Here's Mini Kerry in the main dollhouse kitchen, cooking up a storm with our new pans. I'm really pleased with how they turned out, and if you want to watch the video, it's now ready on my YouTube channel. Hope you have a lovely week. See you soon.